Hiya guys, it's Makashi here. I wanted to do a quick video on the whole raw material Braintree crystalline shard farming situation because I see a lot of posts and honestly like misinformation about it. Loads and loads, like the general consensus seems to be that it's broken. I don't fully understand why this persists, but this is part of my effort to eliminate this issue. So we can see that we're over at Sinefu Num D8-37. Now this place is gravity central, okay, so be warned. Now, you see them pop in there? It's worth noting that you want to have your graphics like at a setting where this is definitely going to work. So the way to check that is go into graphics, go to quality. Just make sure you got your model draw distance brought down. Now, from my experience, this is a setting that you need to change and save and then like fully reload the game in order to really notice it change. I always just have it on the minimum, and I believe recently there may have been a situation where it was like set or reset to be high again, so you might just want to double check it if you have been having issues with this. But so I need the materials that are here, which is why I've chosen to come here. But you can go to whichever one you need to, obviously. And I will be showing some evidence in here of 36601 functioning, or at least I haven't tried it in a while, but I'll be giving it a go, and I'll certainly let you know in the video what happens later. So just to be clear how we do this, so you need the remote FLAC release launcher, and you need to identify a nice little clump of brain trees. And then we're going to release, it can be easier to see them if I turn off the HUD. That's Control-G for me. And you can see these little doodahs have, see like that's got that little green growth on it. There's different types of growth. Sorry, the gravity's very high there and I need to remember that. There's these little yellow growths. The different types of growths do contain different materials, but there's no real way to easily specify what you're going to knock off using this method. I've just blown us up. That's fine. That's fine. That's what the shield's for. Mistakes are fine. So, we're going to go ahead and knock them all off by shooting, and then... Oh, that was... yeah, that bounced a bit too high, I think. We want to release it right as it bounces. Let's go up higher so we've got longer to judge it. That was nice. Now, the gravity's pretty unruly here, and that's kind of why I wanted to come here. I just wanted to show that it works even in this obscene environment. So, now what... I'd recommend following this, like, exact approach, okay? So, you see I've got the collectors on secondary. I've not got any collectors out at the moment, okay? And I'm nose down, almost, into them. I want to get as close to 90 as I can stomach. I'm just going to go straight back up. Now, this is going to take us a second because we're on a planet with really high gravity. But once we get up to speed, it won't go too slow. And obviously, if you go somewhere where there's lesser gravity, it will be significantly quicker for you. But we are just going to go backwards until they disappear. We're going to note the meters. See on there, 350, 60, 70. We're going faster and faster now. Whee! So you see them disappear? About 600, right? Now we're going to keep going up to like 700-ish. Let's flatten out. And we'll use our vertical thrusters just to go a bit quicker. Let's go to what? Round about here? 730, and we'll just release one collector, okay? And then once it goes, we'll pop our cargo scoop. So that's going down. Okay, it's flashing, which means it's collected something, and it is now returning. So we will release our second collector. And I assume I will now proceed to time-lapse, like them doing their business. And I'm just going to chat. I'm just going to chat. So we know that we've got a new feature coming at the end of the year. I've suggest no targets. Well, that's weird. Okay, so let's go and find a new... So this is how you attempt to do it with them already out. This will probably get them killed, and I'll just need to release 2 new ones. Now, I have done this in the Type 11, and at hit 36601, we will trial the Type 11 there on the crystalline shards, because I've done it on here, and it is insane. Let's try and find one that's a bit denser. So we just need to be really careful here, because if we accidentally go down into the surface, we'll explode pretty quick. As you saw, the damage to my shield was non-trivial. Now that I think about it, there was... What was the orientation we came in at? Because there were some craters that I had my eye on. They're gone. They were much further away than I envisioned. Alright, we need to find that jackpot. And this is kind of the process of doing the Braintree farm, I won't lie. It can be a bit of a pain if you don't know the exact location of really good source. Also, they are kind of like cores, in a sense, like core mining, where they don't instantly just respawn. They do essentially kind of regrow. So you see I'm staying near like between 30 and 70 meters is really the minimum. It's essentially standard exobio profiling and searching. And I've got my landing gear deployed because that's... Oh, okay, I killed my limpets. It was kind of useful actually, to be honest. Well, nonetheless, you saw it worked. This particular location isn't great. I think let's go and trial hit 36601. I will continue to record, but I'll just like cut to the next one. I might even just cut all that out and I can just continue talking to chat. I'm still talking to you as well, chat. Obviously, feel free to reply. I've turned you off on screen just so that I can keep recording. Come on. Give me like a mega cluster. Give me a... I want 400 brain trees. All in a little circle. Just a perfect little circle. 3 flax. Just boom, boom, boom. Somebody make it go boom. I've never really had this much trouble with a Braintree farm, to be honest. This place sucks. Like, we instantly found a good spot, and for some reason none of the stuff was collectible. Alright, this looks decent. Now this step is important. You've got to level out. Level out to 0. Go up a bit more. See, it was 590 there that it disappeared, but we're going to go up to 700 odd. Just to make sure. And then we're going to put one. Just one limpet. Make sure it can do its work. Don't waste them all. Make sure it starts to flash because it's collected something and is returning, and it isn't like getting caught, or there isn't like an issue on this first one, because so they will always go like, if this one is unable to collect this and we'd release 2 straight away, say the first one's going on a path where it, in reality what's going to happen is when it tries to pick it up it dies, and you've released 2, right? This one is on a path where it will successfully collect something and bring it back. So this one dies, this one will get the thing and bring it back. The next thing it will go for will be the thing that this one initially went for, because it's just like the reason that that one went for it was the nearest, it met the conditions. And the conditions are, they go for the nearest item to the their stationary location that they orbit beneath your cargo hatch. They go for the nearest thing to that. It's literally that simple. So you just need to imagine that point below your cargo hatch. Wherever you place that, they're going to get the nearest thing to that. So if there is a situation where you release one and it goes and it just dies, I would recommend try and like just literally thrust forward and right a bit and just move over like 10 meters and then deploy another one. Because that will mean that they try a different set, and there's a decent chance you'll get a chunk like we're getting now, all this arsenic and stuff, right? And I'm just chatting. Took me a while to find a decent clump at this particular location, but yeah, I'll after this is exhausted and they've given up, I'll go to a different place. We were hoping for tellurium, mercury and arsenic here. Now we're getting the arsenic, but this is it. No more arsenic, please, and there's no valid collection targets. So that means there was none of the, I'm guessing like cordyceps and stuff and the phlegm stuff, that's what we needed on them, and there weren't any on these brain trees. It's just the way it goes. So yeah, I'll cut a new recording at HIP 36601. See you there. This limpet, look, he's stupid, and he already went before the other one, put it in, which is why he's then still collected the arsenic, even though en route to collecting the arsenic became an invalid thing to collect.